we're invited is to say that the 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk is laughable. It's borderline frightening to think that we are today live in a worldwide where anybody with the money and the gumption can stroll into the nearest Jeep dealership and home in order for a 707 horsepower Hemi-powered Grand Cherokee. Let's throw this slice of record into position. The original Jeep, the one used by the military, boasted 60 horsepower from the Go Devil 4-cylinder engine for the purposes of the hood. The most powerful version of the muscle car era 426 cubic inch Hemi was factory rated at 425 horsepower, and even if that legendary power plant was underrated from the factory, the Grand Cherokee Trackhawk still eliminates it by a couple hundred mares. In an SUV, 700 horsepower sport utility vehicle doesn't precisely roll off the tongue, does it? And conventional wisdom says it shouldn't, but we're here is to say otherwise. After driving the Trackhawk in and around the streets of Portland, Maine, and taking it to Club Motorsports in New Hampshire, we remain convinced that Jeep and SRT engineers have managed to defy physics and ground. The Trackhawk isn't just tight, it's also manageable, subdued, even at the least when you want it to be. Put the mallet down, summon the nearly demonic superpower of supercharged combustion, and all inferno infringes lose. But the tires don't, with launch dominate engaged in with the programmable machine rapidity properly preferred. The all-wheel drive Trackhawk rockets to 60 miles per hour in just 3.5 seconds, over and over and over again. No drama, no wheel spin, just G-force, pressing you and four close friends into the backs of your seats. It's addictive, and the only sanction is single-digit fuel mileage. But real gambling a guess that anyone store for a Trackhawk isn't much worried about its boozing question. The only proper way to experience the Trackhawk's acceleration is from inside. But, to give you an idea of its rapidity and superpower, check out the videos below. Stick around for a walk around both inside and out, and for a look for the purposes of the hood. Jeep had to make a few small changes to the well-known 6.2-liter supercharged Hellcat V8 machine to shoehorn it with the purposes of the hood of a Grand Cherokee. The oil pan is reshaped and amazed, the intercooler is modified, and the exhaust gases manifolds are new. The develop is a reduction in torque from 650 pound-feet in Dodge Hellcat models to 645 in the Jeep, but we wouldn't worry about that. Continue your paw planted for 11.6 seconds and you'll have crossed the quarter-mile doorstep. We reached 120 miles per hour on the long straight at Club Motorsports, but if we'd have had a longer runway, we have zero mistrust that the Trackhawk would make its claimed 180 mile per hour top speed. We feel being obliged to be borne in mind, again, that the Trackhawk is an SUV, not a sports car. Good happening, then, that the 6-piston Brembo calipers and 15.75-inch rotors at the front and 4-piston calipers with 13.78-inch rotors at the back side are the largest ever fitted to a Jeep. Smash those brakes and the 5,363-pound Trackhawk will come to a stop from 60 in just 114 feet. It likely goes without saying, but we'll say it anyway. None is going to take the Trackhawk off-road. Jeep knows this and removed unnecessary situations like a low-range transportation case and dirt or boulder modes from the Select Track terrain management system. That leaves auto, sport, track, snow and tow modes make their own choices. The Grand Cherokee's Quadra-Track on-demand 4-wheel drive method is beefed up to handle the hellacious superpower of the supercharged machine with new drive rods, a stronger rear axle, forged sword chain sprockets and a stronger differential house. An 8-speed automatic transmission is no other gearbox available. We have no qualms with the powertrain, or Jeep's claim that the Grand Cherokee Trackhawk is the most powerful and quickest SUV ever became, but we do please the steering ratio is quicker than 16.51. Too often we noted ourselves envisaging at the rotation to keep the Trackhawk under control. A variable ratio component are certainly assistant, formerly its moment in the proper direction. Jeep's skill in programming all-wheel drive organizations shines. There's not much drama in how the Trackhawk treats the twisties, despite the huge glob under its hood. Grippy P295/45ZR20 tires help, but the overall sense of plantedness and the absence of body roll initially comes as a stunt. Jeep fitted the Trackhawk with a steering wheel that's nice and meaty at every site your hands wishes to grab. Paddle shifters on the back of the rotation work well, but the transmission's alteration logic is good enough that we predominantly didn't bother with them. The seats in the Trackhawk are comfy, but proprietors who plan to use their Jeeps at the racetrack will probably wish for more aggressive bolstering. There aren't a lot of obvious exterior changes to separate the Trackhawk from the regular grade Grand Cherokee SRT. Badging is different, of course, and so are the exhaust tips at the backside. Up front is a new fascia became most noticeable by the loss of its haze lamps, which are replaced with breath intakes to help keep situations refrigerate. For the purposes of the hood, Jeep declined to go height of the Trackhawk by an inch, and we suppose the SUV appears best with the optional flat black forged 20-inch rotations fitted with Pirelli P03 season tires. A backup to final rotations with proper wintertime tires are likely an absolute necessity in snowy climates. We doubt numerous proprietors will be towing ultra-heavy consignments with the Trackhawk, but its 7,200-pound max rating surely allows for trailers, spray skis or dirt bikes, with a starting rate of $86,995. The 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trackhawk isn't cheap, but it's less expensive, quicker and most powerful than the BMW X5M or Porsche Cayenne Turbo S. It's also $2,000 dearer than the 840-horsepower Dodge Demon, but the Demon is a one-trick pony, and the Trackhawk is most definitely not. In happening, Jeep's latest super powerful utility vehicle may be the perfect automobile for anyone who desires practical execution. We has entered into our first stint in the Trackhawk thinking it was ridiculous, and it's buy, but not for the reason we had speculated. What's really crazy is how well the thing wheels.